Good morning, Porch Chronicles, part 8 of Behind the Scenes of Porch Chronicles. Okay, so part 7, I went to the hospital for them to be able to put me in a shelter. So they sent me to a shelter in D.C. I'm not going to say what shelter I went to because those women's privacy is a big deal to me. So I go to the shelter. Now, mind you, I've been gone from my mama house since I was 20 years old. I've been married most of my life. I have one child. So I've been on my own since I was basically 20. I have moved home maybe twice, and I've lived at home with my mom maybe for like 6 months, seven, never up to a year. I don't really stay with people too much. I like to be on my own, have my own place. Mostly I stay with, if I have a dude, we stay together, stuff like that. I'm a relationship type person. But since I started the healing journey, or really the therapy journey, I've learned how much I really like having myself, my time to myself. I really like being by myself. I'm pretty introverted because, like I said, I don't do a lot of friends. I don't hang out a lot. I mostly do the family dynamic, husband, kids, stuff like that. That's just who I am. That's what I like. 9 times out of 10, I hang with my dude because that's my best friend. So I'm scared because I've never been in this situation, first of all, and then I'm actually waiting for an Uber to pick me up to take me to a shelter. To take me to the shelter, so I don't know what to do. I have like 2 bags. I have to keep my computer bag with me because I'm in school full time, and I keep my pocketbook with me. And maybe I had a bag with some clothes because I know they was going to take me to a shelter. So everything else I left in my van. But I don't leave my computer anywhere because I'm scared of it being stolen. My van has been broken into before, so that's definitely a thought in my mind that I don't want to have nothing expensive in there if they're gonna come and steal. So I have my stuff with me, my school stuff, a bag of clothes, and my pocketbook. I get to the shelter. Now I'm on the walker, but there's plenty of people in there with disabilities. I'm not the only one. But I'm afraid. So I'm praying. I'm trying to stay in my element on my way there because I'm afraid. And I don't do D.C. So when I see that I'm going to D.C., I'm like, oh, boy. Okay, here we go. I get to the shelter. I walk into the building. It's a pretty far walk to get inside the building. And I tell the people that I'm checking in or whatever I have to do. And I was like, what do I need to do? So the lady was like, sign right here, and it's going to be a lady to do an intake because I've never been in the shelter before. So they have to pull you in a room and ask a whole lot of questions, like, reason you there. I mean, they ask a lot of questions, like, have you ever been in one before? Do you, like drug problems? Are you, are you on any psych meds? I mean, it's a long process. It was probably like 30 pages of questions, and I had to sign a whole bunch of stuff, and I was like, wow, it was just the intake. So I had got there way before 5 because you have to be there by 5 to sign up for a bed for the night. So every day that you go to the shelter, you have to be there at a certain time so they know that you're checking in for having a bed that night. Now you get to keep your stuff there if you don't want, if you want to. But, I mean, people in the shelter steal because they don't have much or don't have nothing. Or some of them have drug problems, alcohol problems. There's a lot of mental illness there, a whole lot. So I'm not finna leave my stuff nowhere because I got expensive shit in my bag. I got computers and I'm in school. I can't afford to get nobody to take that stuff. And so I sit there and I'm like real nervous. I just sit in the corner by myself. And the lady was like, I said, I don't really understand what to do. So she was like, don't worry about it. I got you. I said, well, am I going to be able to get a bed tonight? She was like, yeah, you number one. You all right. We already then put you on the list. You fine. You got a bed. I was like, oh, okay. So mind you, I left my car at the hospital because I got to feel this place out and see what the fuck going on. Excuse my language, y'all. I do my best not to cuss. But I'm scared. But, so they was like, at 5 o'clock, it's dinner, so you can get in. But I was getting a room that night, so they was like, well, since you get in the room, you have to come at 7. Dinner is 7 for y'all, but at 5, anybody who needs to eat, they allow them to come in the shelter and they get in the line and they get the food. Now the food is really good there. It's like it's catered food. It comes every night. It's hot, and they put it in this big warmer. It's not nothing they throw together. The place is really clean. So I'm like, I'm observing everything. Now I'm basically listening to people have all these conversations with themselves because there's a lot of people with mental illness there. And then I see one of the people who work there arguing with one of the girls because you're not allowed to eat in the building until after 5 p.m. when it's lunchtime. Dinner time. You can eat at lunch till 2, but you can't eat again till 5. So it's a lot of rules and regulations, and I've never been in a shelter before. So I'm just watching everything, to be honest with you. This is part 8, Porch Chronicles. I will be back. I just don't want to make these videos too long.